All right. Shalom, Yashala. Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. Waha Rakakwadash Brakathum. I like to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the select number of Akyam, pushing his truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And salutations to the select number of Akwat out there listening. What I like to get into is simple fact, these other sects, they're not really built on faith, man. I think I covered I forgot what I covered been a few lessons ago, but just it's more so like, are you guys just here to be seen of men and cause confusion, man? And it comes off as like you guys are agents or taking the bag. It's like everybody was on board, with the faith and the works of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. When those are the first, that's not a light thing. First and foremost, you coming in, Salakia, for you being called in to do this ministry, that's a heavy thing. Come to find out, the knowledge and wisdom and understanding is a blessing and a privilege. But then you guys turn around and have the nerve to start mangling the scriptures and everything that's been foundational when it comes to the understanding of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. You guys are running amok, man. You guys are really running amok just to satisfy your own belly, man. And the Lord's gonna judge you guys, man. You guys are gonna get harshly judged for that, for doing all that madness, man. If y'all can bear with me, Baba Kushah, I got one. Let me see. I got another item that I'm looking. Another scripture, Shalakia. Let me see. Bear with me, Baba Kushah. Let's see. Okay. Salakia for the hold up. This is Philippians chapter 1, verse 15. Some indeed preach Hamashiach even of envy and strife, and some also of goodwill. Okay, so you got brothers who sincerely preach, okay, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. You got others who don't. You got others who do it with ulterior motives, man. And it's being more evident, man. Okay, it's being more evident. It's becoming more evident that that a lot of these other sects have something else going on, bro. You guys are making the milk difficult, which is not supposed to be that way. It's like, bro, this is, Hebrew Israelite 101, and you guys are running amok, man. Let me reread verse 15 again and continue. Some indeed preach Hamashiach even of envy and strife, and some also of goodwill. Verse 16. The one preach Hamashiach of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds. Okay? You got once again, you got those who sincerely preach in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, how we were taught. And it's all according to the spirit. You have to be sold on this truth. Okay? Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakah, Apostle Ramlab, and bishops on down, they can't persuade me. I have to be persuaded. I have to believe. I have to build up my faith. I got to put in the work. Not the apostles, not the bishops, not the elders. I have to build my relationship with Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. And that's something you guys are truly not valuing or don't care to. And it's becoming more evident, man. All these terrible new breakdowns and to be straightforward and what I'm referring to is one body in Yahweh Shah. Okay. They're basically saying the that chariots are not coming to beam the elect, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Referring to us as false prophets. Okay. Because I remember also they had some videos years back talking about it was miracles are deemed as witchcraft, man. These guys have been going off for some time now, calling Alexander the Greek a Jake, if I'm not mistaken, or other particular Greeks, which we know Jake, who was in captivity in that time, and this other parts. We know Jake is scattered abroad, but he's talking about figureheads in history who are well-known Edomites. I mean, well-known Edomites, and you guys are trying to turn this whole thing upside down, which you're not gonna be able to do. The Lord ain't gonna let you do that. The Lord, all the Lord gonna let you do is trip yourself up. You're creating a snare for yourself. Okay. Let me read verse 16 again. The one preach Hamashiach of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds. Okay. So doing this truth out of sincerity. That's why I do it. And I believe Yahushua Hamashiach is going to deliver. Okay. Yahushua means salvation, to deliver, man. What else, what else doesn't Jake get? And what else? And really, what Jake doesn't get is having that faith. That's what it really boils down to, man. And once again, if y'all could bear with me, Baba Kushah, I want to be a little more accurate on that title, Salakia. Oh, perfect. Okay, perfect. Let me see where I'm at. Let me see. No, they just posted it. Oh, there we go. Jake said, Jephthah, okay, Elder Jephthah, okay. World War III and UFOs are not signs from the Messiah, but false prophets. And let me see what else the rest of the title says. Let me see. It said, okay, the description of the video says, this is World War III and UFOs are not a sign from the Messiah, but false prophets. The wicked look for a sign. And and it used to be mercy shown on the guys, because in the beginning they came, they appeared to be sincere. Slack was cutting, or Salakia, slack was cut, because they were going off on some stuff. I've seen the apostles, bishops, and elders, show them grace. Myself too, personally, because I've interacted with these guys over years ago. I'm talking damn near 9 years ago. Okay, we're like, okay, Jake always gonna, come, have some rough edges around him, but yeah, these guys just wax the worse and worse, man. We're nothing, it's all about Yahweh Shemiah Shah. But it just so happens that we're preaching the 100% truth, man. But that's the description of the video. Once again, I'll reread it again. World War III and UFOs are not a sign from the Messiah, but false prophets. The wicked look for a sign. Okay, bet. So I didn't even watch the video, to be honest. Just that alone, like, bro, what about the third woe? And Jake, Jake, Jake just ain't got it, man. Verse 17. But other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the gospel. Okay. And you understand that, hey, a lot of these guys are doing this out of selfishness and really not caring for the nation of Yasharallah. Okay. You guys really don't care. You talking about the one, one body in Yahweh Shah. We don't see it, bruh. Okay? First and foremost, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua don't see it. Because you guys up here mangling the scriptures like, bro, what? Like, why? You know? Like, and we deem that the Salaki, the spirit and the scriptures deem that to be what? Envy and strife. Anything that GMS through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua brings to the table through the spirit, it's always going to be rivaled against. We expect that from naysayers and people from from other denominations, religious backgrounds, of faiths, or what have you. But hey, a lot of these guys are what? Modern Pharisees and Sadducees. So it's definitely to be expected, right? You know, you wicked scribes and Pharisees, man. You guys are, because if you sitting here saying that World War III and the UFOs are not a sign from the Most High, yeah, you've already lost. It's really nothing else to talk about at this point. To especially for you guys. Okay, y'all can bear me about shot. Let me see. This is Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yahweh. Okay, and that's going to you guys coming up with these new terrible breakdowns, man. Okay, so this goes all across the board to the Christian church, to the Baptist church, to the Catholic church, all that, and to the other sects of you Israelites as well. This is across the board. This scripture right here don't discriminate against false teachings, man. Okay, and BS that's being laid upon our people. Jake waking up to be an Israelite only to come back to lies. Jake trying to escape lies, man. Okay, let me reread that again. Woe be unto the pastors, destruction. That woe. Okay. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastors, saith Yahweh. Verse 2, therefore thus saith Yahweh, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and have driven them away and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith Yahweh. So the Most High is coming to see y'all, man. You sitting here just, bro, it's the best thing we got going. Okay? Through the spirit. This is our constellation. This the brotherhood. The knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is a privilege, and you guys want to flush it all down the toilet for a bag or for some type of recognition, and as if though you deep. This definitely reeks of an agent or somebody who sold out for the bag, man. And we don't believe it to be any different from what I'm saying, man. We're all in agreement here at GMS. Like, something's not right with you guys, bro. We ain't forgot about that. You said Alexander the Greek was a Jake, if I'm not mistaken. Now this, and then other countless videos. It's like, bro, Jake don't know when to hit the brakes. But that's okay. And the reason I say that's okay, because hey, the Most High is gonna visit you. It's out of our hands either way. Only thing we're ordained to do is preach. Woe unto us if we preach not the gospel. Okay? Y'all can bear me, Baba Shah. Okay, selection. Okay, this is James chapter 2, verse 20. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Okay. Faith without works is dead. You can't have one without the other. They go hand in hand. Okay, you guys disappear for months at a time, and you come back with weak ass breakdowns, bro. And scattering the flock at that. So, those are a lot of offenses. Okay, being slothful, scattering the flock, false teachings, not preaching out of sincerity and so forth, bro. You guys got a lot of offenses on your plate. And twisting the scriptures is not a good idea, especially for your salvation. Verse 21, was not Abraham our father justified by works? Okay. When he had offered Isaac upon his son. Salaki, let me read that correctly. Verse 21, was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? Okay, it's a question. Seest thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect? Okay, it's asking you a question, and the answer to that question is, look, these two go together. Okay, verse 23, and the scripture was fulfilled, which saith, Abraham believed the Most High, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of the Most High. You understand how much of a high honor that is? That's a very high honor. But hell, you guys don't even show no honor to yourselves, man, or to the body, man. That you so highly self-proclaim one body in Yahushua. You're just, one body of lies, bro, and false teachings, man. These terrible breakdowns. Verse 24. Ye see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only. Okay? You got to put in that work, and you got to have faith. You can't have one without the other. Okay? Verse 25. Likewise, also was not Rahab the harlot justified by works when she had received the messengers and had sent them out another way? Another question. Verse 26. For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. Okay? Just like, and that's very clear and cut right there. Okay? A body without breath is dead, right? So that's why I said, so faith without works is dead. Okay? Oh, yeah, I believe. Well, how do you believe? Show us how you believe. Me, Kadar, me personally, I believe by going to the highways and byways, doing this lesson, studying, okay, getting back to our pure tongue, which is the Lashawan Kodash, okay, fellowshipping, tithing when able, helping brothers when able, doing all these things to really just, hey, if anything, dotting my I's and crossing. In this truth, you have to dot your I's and cross your T's to the best of your ability. Not hustle ass backwards in this truth. Okay? I just want to, this first and foremost, it's not about me. I just want to, put, because first and foremost, I'm speaking to myself. So I understand. I got faith. I got faith in this lesson. I got faith on the highways and byways. That's why it's faith without works is dead. So if I say I believe, and brother's like, okay, cool, and then to see my page empty, just not see me out on the highways and byways for the next 6 months, man, what happened to that brother? Well, he believes. Well, hey, you're gonna have to show. There's gonna have to be some type of work put in. And you guys are clearly putting in work that you that you have no faith in the miracles. You have no faith in prophecy. Okay? It's like you guys have no faith this place is even going to end. If it's not Sakarian with 1,000 years, if it's not IUIC with the name don't matter, or it's a new breakdown, or just for them to disagree with us for years on end, only just to come back around just to agree with us, is just crazy work within itself. You know, a lot of these guys just don't have faith, man. And we have to take that as a badge of honor in Yahweh Shem Yahshua Akyam and you Akwathat who believe. Remember, GMS was always referred to as what? Not the bum aspect. That's cool. They can have that. Faith-based Israelites. Yeah, we're faith-based. I'm faith-based. The apostles, bishops on down are faith-based. So yes, sir. You know, I just want to touch on that. You know, of course, you know, that irks all of us because everybody tells us what it's not. Well, what is it? Help us out. Help me out. We're doing our best to walk the fine line that we can walk in this truth. And any extra tips that will get us closer to the Lord through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, we with it. If it's on the right hand side, we with it. But guess what? Those options are never mentioned in those videos. Those options are never presented. Those options are never highlighted. It's only you niggas wake up feeling a particular way. Oh, well, this is a new breakdown. GMS don't know what they talking about. Apostles are them GMS guys. They don't know what they talking about. Show us what it's talking about without contradicting yourself and making completely no sense. Make it seem feasible. Make it make sense. You know, but that's all I had on this. And Abaratazah, this is edifying for the body through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. So with that, once again, call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Waha Rakakodash Brakathum. Once again, I'd like to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the select number of Akyam, pushing his truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And salutations to the select number of Aqua that they're listening. Shalom.